We'll call into session the June 13th Planning Commission meeting. And as always, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody wants to join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Commissioner Inga,
Here.
Commissioner Newman,
Present.
Commissioner Magai,
Here.
and Commissioner Heschler is absent. Vice Chair Heschler is absent, and Chair Keldoff.
Here. Thank you. Now is the time for public communications. Anyone wishing to address the dais, come on up. Okay, seeing none, we'll close public communications. Any written communications, Eduardo?
No, nothing's been received by staff.
Okay. Moving on to the consent calendar, 2 items. One is the approval of May 23rd Planning Commission meetings, and then the other is an AUP for alcohol service at a new restaurant inside a pickleball club. I would suggest that we pull the second item, give the applicant and staff a chance to present their presentation and applicant to talk about the project.
I will move to approve the minutes and ask that we pull the second item.
I second.
Sorry. Commissioner Inga,
Aye.
Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
and Commissioner Magai.
Aye.
Vice Chair Heschler is absent, and Chair Keldoff.
Yes, thank you. Okay, would staff like to start with a presentation?
Good evening, Chair and members of the Planning Commission. The applicant, Brett Drogman, proposes alcohol service for a new restaurant at a private membership-only recreation club. The recreation center will be called California Smash Pickleball and Social Club. The site is located in the M1 zone. Restaurants and private recreation uses are permitted in this district. The building is 25,300 square feet. The property owner has already demolished all the interior non-bearing partition walls and installed new windows. A few changes will be made by the applicant to the parking area, and there is an addition of a covered patio adjacent to Nash. The project involves an AUP application for alcohol service at a new restaurant that will operate at a members-only recreation club. Food service will be available during the hours that alcohol will be sold and the hours that the private recreation use will be operating. Food and alcohol is proposed for the interior dining areas, the waiting area adjacent to the pickleball courts, a media meeting room, and an outdoor dining area. And the proposed entertainment will require a permit from the police chief. Food and alcohol is proposed in all the areas shaded green. The floor plan illustrates the location of where all the 9 courts are proposed. Indoor dining areas, 3 waiting areas, media room, and the outdoor patio. The rendering depicts how the pickleball courts will look with the new interior. Staff believes the findings can be made to grant approval of the alcohol service for the new restaurant, and the applicant has already applied for a Type 47 ABC license. Therefore, staff recommends that the Planning Commission consider permitting alcohol service for the new restaurant and receive and file the director's approval letter, conditionally approving the project. And that concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. And Brett Drogman, the applicant, is present to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Maria. Any questions for staff before we invite the applicant? One question about the DJ, was that what you said the permit would be required for?
Yes.
Okay. Just looping it back to a previous conversation we had about a facility requesting a DJ full-time. So that's what makes this different, I guess, right? This is on a permit basis.
And the DJ is proposed only on evenings, on weekends only. And it's on the mezzanine. The DJ will be set up from the top, overlooking the interior. It's like a tall, heighted warehouse. So they will be able to oversee the entire court area.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Okay, at this time, I guess we'll open public communications. Would you come up and introduce yourself and tell us about your concept?
Sure, thank you. Thank you guys so much for having us. My son, this is Asher. His dad, Brett Drogman. Maria has been fantastic so far. This is my 5th project in El Segundo. I've spent the last decade plus learning how to become a developer, independent developer that is, starting with small little projects in Smoky Hollow and building up from there. I started to sort of toy with the idea of doing a pickleball spot back in COVID and started to research. I toured them all over the country and found out kind of what people were doing and wanted to bring it back to the South Bay. There's currently 0 indoor courts in the South Bay. There's very few in all of Southern California. As you know, most people who play pickleball play in public courts. They're tough to get. They're windy. When it's raining, you can't go inside. So this is an indoor facility that's going to be open 300 days a year. And we're going to offer the community the ability to play pickleball in a perfect setting, perfect light, and with the music element. My background is I worked at Disney in 6 years for creative development on their feature films. So when I go into a project, it's all about story. So we're crafting the story of California Smash. This is an homage to the state that I love, that I grew up at, went to college at. And so we're kind of taking the best of. It's an homage to all the beaches, to the sunset, to the colors, to the cuisine. And we're kind of a 50-50, half pickleball and half sort of social food and restaurant play.
Thank you. Question, so it's a membership club, so that works on a monthly basis?
Sure. So
And you
we're
have-
very inclusive. So our memberships can be monthly, yearly, daily. We just like a membership model because we really want to know who's coming in and out of the club, as opposed to just, we want to be inclusive. We'll have memberships open to tournaments. So if you're just a person that wants to play on Sundays, one Sunday a month, you'll basically get like a Sunday-style tournament, Sunday-style membership. We'll have yearly memberships. We'll have hourly setups. We'll have a South Bay discount, very similar to what Topgolf does. So Topgolf, 7 days in advance, you can go online and book a court, or they call it a bay. But if you're in the South Bay, you actually get like 12 hours earlier. So we're going to follow that model. Topgolf has really laid a lot of the groundwork for us in terms of how to operate something like this. So we're sort of following that lead along with other pickleball clubs that are around the country.
And the restaurant aspect is open to non-members as well?
100%. So the restaurant, we're in the middle of 2 million square feet of office space right next to the Kings Lakers, soon to be Chargers in a couple of weeks, which is great. But absolutely, we want to solve, my last project was Market Station. I was trying to solve the where to eat in El Segundo, and it was a 5-year battle that, took a lot out of me, but I'm back up here at El Segundo. The restaurant will absolutely be open to the public. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast, we're going to be serving a very light kind of like protein bowls and healthy shakes for the players. But once you're rolling into lunch and dinner, it's a full restaurant. We're talking to 2 really high-end restaurateurs in the South Bay, both in El Segundo. We're trying to keep this to kind of like a very local flair. But it will be high-end food. It will be just a great program. We're creating the menu now. It will have a full alcohol license.
So those people that enjoy the restaurant, would they be able to, in those green areas, walk around and watch the pickleball being played?
100%.
They have access to the inside of the building?
Correct. So during like the daytime, the green space in the middle is really just like a flex space. So if you're interested, you can go have lunch, walk down and watch people play. A lot of this is teaching the community about, hey, indoor pickleball is a big thing. It's a very popular sport. We want to educate people. Then come on the weekends, similar to what Top Golf does, like the area in the middle is actually a dining space, so that if you're having a kid's birthday court on court 7, and maybe you have 10 people, the 4 kids are playing while 6 people have a nice little dining space. So you can book as an event space, you can book a court and an eating area. The second floor, there's a mezzanine. Maria, do you have a slide that's the mezz, or
No,
there's a
I
dotted
don't.
line around the far right large green box. So this is a 1,000-foot mezzanine that's all open to the public as well as like a viewing deck. So you can walk up top. That's where the DJ setup will be. But you can always go up. It's just a viewing platform. You can watch everybody playing. You can look down into the restaurant. We're taking a lot into consideration about connecting the community. I mean, El Segundo is like Chicago in that we now have 3 professional sports teams in our backyard. And I don't think we've done we have such a better job to do connecting to the community and the fans to these teams, especially now that the Chargers are coming. So that's what we're going to try to be. We're going to have flat screens throughout for people to come and watch the programming. The media room at the top right corner it doubles as a podcast studio. So we're bringing in some local sports commentators to basically have that as the hub, as sort of the El Segundo sports movement, and getting people talking about not just the pickleball, but also the other sports teams that are here in the city.
And what's your anticipated open date?
Good question. That all depends on a lot of people in this room, I think. So we break ground. We've got our first corrections back or plans back hopefully tomorrow or Monday. So we break ground Monday. The court, we have about 3 months of works to sort of do on the mechanical front. The courts themselves only take about 90 days to build. So we're thinking August, September, October. And then in the back, behind the scenes, we're developing the restaurant concept. So my hope, my pitch to the city today is to kind of be able to say, listen, we would love to be open for the holidays. And we can get everything open but the restaurant. So I'm thinking, if for some reason we can't get the restaurant open in time, we have to deal with the health code and all these elements. I'm wondering if just planting the seed that maybe come December, we'd be able to operate on some sort of special use permit that would allow us to have the restaurant open, have all the pickleball courts open, the bathrooms are open, maybe we're bringing in catered food or some lighter element to really get this thing going. I've had so many people reach out and say, we'd love to have a Christmas party here. We would love to, get going. I'm just planting the seed there. I'm hoping we could be open by the end of the year. I don't know if that's feasible on the restaurant portion of it.
What's the parking situation for this building?
Sure. We have 48 spots on site, 46 in the back, 3 up front. The landlord, we're just leasing the building, we're not buying it. The landlord also owns the building above us, 821 Nash. They have about 38 spots. So we're trying to get a night and weekend parking agreement with them to have roughly 80 spots on site. Maple, as you can see, is public parking all the way up and down. We've got the Metro, which is 200 feet from us. 200 yards is where the Metro stop is. And just across the street of Nash, right there, you've got Zuru, which is a big tech company, and 2 million square feet of office. And the idea of a market station years ago was, let's have all these people who are here at lunchtime just walk across the street. And so we'll be, in conjunction with the buildings. Right across the street are also 2 new hotels that you guys are aware of. So it's the AC. There's 2 hotels there with 421 rooms. The majority of the rooms that are taken up by the airline industry, so pilots, flight attendants, mechanics, and they're in town for 24 hours or 36 hours. They don't have a car anyway. We want to invite those people over to come, have a drink, watch a game, play pickleball, watch the sport. From what I understand, the airline community calls the city all the time from the hotel, is there any place in the city to play pickleball, And I can guarantee you, the hope here is that this is just going to be such a smash, that's the name, that you'll have pilots redirecting their overlay, their stopovers. I want to be in LA, because I'm staying at that El Segundo hotel where I can go across the street and play pickle. And that's what pickleball is. It's the sport for everybody. It's amazing. I've been able to rekindle with high school friends, fraternity brothers, dad of sons groups, and everyone unites on a similar thing, and that's pickleball. So we're kind of bringing that to the forefront.
Just curious if in your building you have lockers and showers and what have you, or just besides the obvious restrooms and...
We do. So we're overbuilt on bathrooms. That was really important. I've toured a lot of these where they don't have the amenities where someone can take a shower. So on the front end of the restaurant, the far right side, we have three restrooms, that really feed the restaurant. And on the far left top corner, so there's two large restrooms. Each one has 5 toilets, has lockers, it has showers. Just enough. We didn't overload it with showers. We want people hanging out all day, but we want people to be able to play for 3 hours, take a shower, be refreshed, and then go hang out up front.
Do you know offhand what the capacity is?
I mean, I'm hoping the capacity could be, between 200 and 300 people. Again, the way we figured that was we're overbuilding the bathrooms. I think there's 16 toilets, fixtures throughout the building, and I know a lot of it has to do with parking. I've put 500 hours of effort into, performing parking studies, getting things done. We want this to be, very inclusive, and it's really built with, the 9 courts and then a lot of sort of flex space. It's all engineered, could be as heavy as like assembly use, meaning it's our mezzanine will be engineered to be a dance floor. So you could have people upstairs and doing that. So I'd love the capacity to be 300 people. Yeah. I mean, the building's 26 plus the measured, about 27,000 square feet plus about 1,000 square feet of outdoor space. So it's a large footprint.
Thank you.
Sure.
I don't have any other questions. Anyone? No?
Great.
Interesting
Thank you.
concept. Thank
All
you
right,
so
thank you.
much. Perfect. Do we need to open communications further? Anyone else wishing to come on up? Okay, seeing none, we'll close public communications. I mean, it's a super unique concept. The tennis players will be happy that they have some, freed up space. Nobody's coming for their courts anymore.
Yes.
No, I think this is a very fascinating, well thought out concept. I do really, really like the idea of connecting the community to the sports teams. I think that's something that is kind of overlooked, even though a lot of them are headquartered here. But I think that I could just envision during a Laker playoff game, they cut away to busy places that are supporting. Could be a place like this if you have that relationship with the sports team and the community. So I think this is just a great idea, and hopefully it takes off.
Yeah, super well located.
I agree.
And I didn't know that alcohol and pickleball went hand in hand until recently.
Good liability insurance. Right. With that, I will take a motion to approve.
I will move to approve.
I second.
All right, Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
Commissioner McGuire,
Aye.
Commissioner Inga,
Aye.
and Vice Chair Heschler is absent, and Chair Keldorf.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, absolutely. Looking forward to the opening. We have no new public hearings and no new business items. Report from the Community Development Director.
Nothing to report tonight, Chair.
Report from City Attorney's Office.
Nothing at this time. Thank you.
Planning Commissioner comments.
Nothing from me. We'd just like to welcome the newest business in town. I wish you much luck. I'm sure it'll be a very successful business.
Nothing for me.
And I would just like to welcome, I think we can, right? He hasn't been sworn in, but Mark Christian will be joining us in the Planning Commission. We will be sad to see Brenda go, but it will be 15 years, and that is a heck of a lot of service. So thank you. We will celebrate you and welcome you joining us up here.
Congratulations, Mark.
And that'll be in July. So you'll be stuck with us for a bit. Okay. Well, thank you. I think with that, we'll adjourn until June 27th, correct?